we'll go around and introduce ourselves. And I also have an unofficial sign-in sheet if you just want to make sure to give me your name and email address so we can be sure that you're getting the correspondence.
Kjirsten Seiler. I'm a community manager with Relay for Life. I work with the Greater New Bedford event and the UMass Dartmouth event. This is my colleague, Michaela Burke. She works with the Greater Fall River Relay. And my other colleague, Angela Hall-Jones, who works with our health systems. So we're just going to talk to you this morning a little bit about what Relay is, our specific events, and then Angela will go over some volunteer opportunities. And anyone else heard of it, or at least heard of American Cancer Society? Okay, great, awesome. That makes our presentation a lot easier. So Relay is a now worldwide event. There are about 4 million participants across the world, and there are 24 countries that have Relay for Life events in them, then that includes the United States. So basically a relay is sort of flexible now. There are heritage events that are still 24 hours long. There are other events that are 18, some are 12. There are some shorter ones that are between 6 and 8. But they all have basically the same concept. It starts with the opening ceremony, the survivor lap, which celebrates any survivors that are with us, as well as caregiver laps, and really recognizing them for their hard work in working with the survivors. We have what is my personal favorite ceremony, which is the Luminaria ceremony, which is really just about bringing the entire community together, remembering those that we've lost and honoring those who are still fighting. And these Luminaria bags line the track or field or whatever the walking route is. And it's just a really, it's a very emotional ceremony, but it kind of, helps to anchor why you're there and why you're relaying. And so that's sort of the basics of what happens at an event. And Michaela's just going to talk about how you can get, the different ways that you can get involved with Relay.
So I'll just quickly say that with Relay, it's not just about having a team or being a participant. You can do anything when it comes to Relay. We work with people in the community to plan the events all year. So Kjirsten has people from Fairhaven, Dartmouth, New Bedford, and they in the local community around that, and they help her plan the event all year round. So some of those people also have their own teams, but they're helping her throughout the year to plan the event that you see. And it goes for myself as well. I have people from Westport, Fall River, Swansea, Seekonk, that whole area, and they help me plan my event. So you can be an event leadership team member, so that would be help planning the event. You can volunteer the day of if that's something that you're interested in. You can have a team, you can be a participant, and you can also sponsor the event if you're a company or you have a local company in the area. So those are ways that we like to keep everyone involved. So it's not something when we're talking to people in the community, we don't limit it to make a team, sign up, have fun, or sponsor. So if we talk to a company, we don't say we're not thinking just sponsor our event. We're thinking, is there any way that you want to get involved? Do you want to have a team? A lot of companies will have a team together and make it more of a bonding experience. But if that's something that you're interested in, we have information and materials here. And if you're from an area that's not in this region and you wouldn't go to the New Bedford or Fall River event, there are tons of Massachusetts events. We have 22 in southeastern Mass alone, and we can get you in contact with the right person to do that. Does anyone have questions about Relay? No?
What? So the dates are usually in June. Is that right?
Yes. So
Okay.
this year, actually, the Greater New Bedford and Greater Fall River events are on the same day. They start Friday, June 24th, and go overnight to Saturday, June 25th. So both of these events still have the overnight component, and teams are invited to bring tents and camp out, and we have activities all through the night and music and all that fun stuff. And for Greater Fall River, that's at Bishop Connolly High School, and Greater New Bedford is at New Bedford High School.
And our programs and services are funded by what we do with our events. So our signature events through the American Cancer Society, our Relay for Life, that is the biggest event that we have. And then you've also probably heard, and this was a coincidence that I'm wearing pink today, but the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk too. There's 2 on the Cape, there's 1 in Boston, there's 1 in Providence, which is also close. A lot of people from this area end up going to the Providence one, which I previously worked on. And she's previously worked
with
on
the Boston one. Yeah, so there's a lot of different areas and ways to get involved. And the thing with Relay is that it's not one specific cancer. Like the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer is specifically, all of that goes to patient services and research specifically for breast cancer patients. Whereas Relay, we like to say that it encompasses all cancers. So all of the money that is raised goes to patient services and programs and research for all different types of cancers. And the American Cancer Society is actually the second largest funder of cancer research, just below the federal government. So that's something that we're very proud of, and that just sort of goes to show where the money is going from these events. At least, I think we're at 75 cents of every dollar. It might be a little bit more now. Of every dollar raised goes directly back to patient services that are free or research. So that's something that we're very proud of, that, and we're continuously trying to figure out how we can, get the most out of the money that people are raising for us. So, and then we'll pass it over to Angela.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, for those of you who do have events that you sponsor for as part of your wellness program, do you look for, because I know that in our own agency we sort of look for some anchor dates that we can rally behind and have a wellness of getting out and moving. Obviously walking is good.
Yes.
So we try to incorporate some of those, and as opposed to just, and there are some fun ones that are not fundraisers, but we do try to look for things that we can tag team and make it a charitable event also. And I was just wondering, are you doing that in your workplaces, or is there someone within your organization that's looking for community events to pick up and maybe more family oriented or worksite oriented?
We do corporate volunteer service days, so organizations can come out and hike and do a service project with us that will lead a beach cleanup or anything like that. And then we also have a community partners program, which provides companies with memberships to Mass Audubon for each of their employees, which includes program discounts for kids programs, summer camps, anything that we do, but also gives statewide benefits so that people can get outside statewide and see all of our properties. So yeah, I think what you guys do is great.
I think that's something that we try to do. We also try to incorporate I know I'm standing behind Angela. We try to incorporate any company that we decide to work with. We try to work together and make it a flexible thing that benefits both a company and the American Cancer Society. So a lot of companies in the area will set up a team, and they come and they'll set up, maybe they don't want to stay overnight, but they'll come up, set up their tent, have information to give out that promotes their company in the area too. I can say for Fall River specifically, there's a company called Pink Bean. It's a brand new coffee place. It's really good. But they are brand new and they're trying to expand, and a lot of people in Fall River don't really know about them. So that was one of their ways to try to come together as a team within their organization, but also to come out and promote their company too. So we try to work together to see what makes the most out of both people's time and their efforts too. So I just wanted to say that before we continue. Amy, Angela, sorry.
Any other questions for Relay before I jump in? Okay. Well, I'm Angela Hall-Jones, and I work with health systems at the American Cancer Society. So I am in the hospitals, and I have volunteers at the hospital that I oversee, and I make sure that the programs and services that we're offering to the oncology patients are running smoothly and appropriately. So I'm working very closely with cancer center directors and administrators and social workers and all those people who do support groups and bring these services to the oncology patients. There's so many aspects of the health systems. It's part of our mission department, and all the one-pagers I'm going to talk about really fast are all over here. So if you see a color that sticks out, it's going to be right over there. And my card is here if you really want to have a question for me about health systems. So this is our one-pager. It's really just a little quick look of most of the programs and services that we offer in the hospitals to the patients. And some of them are our Look Good, Feel Better program. Anybody know? Familiar? Look Good, Feel Better? Okay, so that's our makeup program, makeup and wigs. So when women are undergoing these changes to their skin and appearance during their chemotherapy and radiation treatments, we give them this beautiful bag of makeup, and we do a 2-hour session teaching them how to wear the makeup, how to put on wigs, how to take care of wigs, and how to get a free wig. So women love it. It's not intended to be a support group, but it organically turns into one. Because everyone begins taking off the wig and showing their, different things, and it's really a program that's been running for over 20 years, and women love it. So we will be continuing to do Look and Feel Better way into the future. Another program we have is Reach to Recovery. It's a mentor-to-mentor breast support program. So we match up women. We try to do it with similar diagnosis to other breast cancer survivors, and they can go to lunch, they can go to the library, just talk on the phone. Doesn't have to be person to person, it's whatever is comfortable for them. So that's our Reach to Recovery. We have some online education classes, which there's a flyer over there. It's called I Can Cope, and that can be for anyone who's interested. Road to Recovery, you may be familiar with that. That's our transportation program. I do work here in the South Coast area. Matter of fact, I work right on Farms Corner Road with the South Coast Women's Breast Center, and I also do some work at Hawthorne with St. Ian's over here. So I am in the area, and we try to get patients rides for our transportation program. Sometimes it doesn't work out. We never promise a ride, but Road to Recovery is volunteer-driven, volunteer-run. So we have volunteers who drive, pick up patients, drop them off, and pick them back up. And we're always looking for more, which I'm going to talk briefly about volunteer opportunities. And we have our Hope Lodge. Our Hope Lodge is beautiful. It's in Boston. It's a 125-bed, no, I think that's wrong. It's a 40-suite hotel that people who live more than 40 miles away from their treatment sites can stay there free of charge with the provider to have their treatment. They have a van that goes over to Mass General, Dana-Farber, a lot of the different cancer treatment centers. So Hope Lodge it's beautiful. It's set up like a home. It has a home feel, and everyone's really supportive over there. A lot of groups come and do like a cooking night, or they do a Thanksgiving dinner. So if you want to really give back, or you want to do something, you can always do something at Hope Lodge. I'm sure they'll get you right in there. So this is our one-pager of all our descriptives, and I will leave one over there. Talking about, when we work with the hospitals, we also let our patients know about our signature events like Relay for Life, and we let them know about our Strides events and a lot of our events. So we want to involve them in the community and let them know what we're doing besides just the programs and services, what they can do in their community. So we really work closely together. All that, the funds that are raised through these programs are directly funneled back to feed these Look Good, Feel Better and Road to Recovery programs. So volunteer opportunities, there are many. They mentioned event volunteers, the day of the event, leading up to the event. Of course, Road to Recovery needs drivers. Look Good, Feel Better needs licensed cosmetologists, but also just people who don't have a license, don't have to be in the beauty industry. And those are just general hosts. They just set up the room. So if you like makeup, if you just want to help the patients open their product, and they're like, which one's the concealer? You have to point out the concealer. That's the general role, and not anyone can do that. Reach to Recovery, if you're a breast cancer survivor, you have to be out for 1 year before you can mentor. So you're out for 1 year, and you will get assigned to someone who pretty much would try to match diagnosis or geographic location, or even if they just have children the same age. If we can't get close enough, we'll just go with a factor that's closely to them. But we always look for mentors for that. And we have people in our office, and we have these cancer resource volunteers, which is not on the list. Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay. I know I can, we have these cancer resource volunteers that are in the hospitals, and they are like navigators. they meet the patients in the waiting room while they're getting the oncology. They send them chemo for 2 or 3 hours. And they go up to them and tell them about programs that ACS has. Do you have trouble getting here today? Do you need a ride? You may be losing your hair. Would you like a wig? So they go up and they let them know that these services are available, because when people are newly diagnosed, a lot of times they don't even know they can get a free wig. They don't even know they can get someone to pick them up and drive them. Some people actually take public transportation to their treatments. So it's information that they need to know, and we have those volunteers there to do it. So these are over there, and I would love you to take them back to your department's offices and let everyone know, so they may be interested in volunteering. And just a lot of the benefits of volunteering here. But underneath here is a lot of our stats and our numbers on how many volunteers we reach, how many rides we've given. Just a lot of stuff you may be interested in knowing about ACS. And so that's it. Everything's over there. Our website is cancer.org, and I hope you will visit it and find something useful for yourself. Thank you. My card's here if you like it. Yes.
Does your area cross over the county boundaries, or is it just Bristol County?
No, crosses over. Yeah, we're all Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a national organization, but yeah, we're everywhere. I work from Weymouth to the Cape, which is where I'm heading next. So thank you, y'all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.